Hi YouTubers, and this is week 26 of my pregnancy update, and I'm feeling alright at the moment. So the baby is about 36 centimeters in length, which is over 14 inches, and she also weighs about 750 grams, so getting bigger. This week, symptoms wise, I've struggled with pain, back pain mainly, and also a bit of pelvic pain. I've been getting these sort of attacks where the pain is so severe I'm doubled over, and you know, I'm having to control my breathing, and I'm starting to sweat, and my body starts shaking, you know, to try to sort of calm myself down, and they're quite intense, and I've had about 2 attacks of those so far, and yeah, they're really not nice, they're horrible, and all I can think to myself is that it must be, you know, that must be something what labour feels like, but obviously more intense and more of it. So yeah, it's not nice, and as I said, I've had a couple of these attacks, one every few weeks. I had one this week when I was out with my friend shopping. We were out in a shopping centre, and I was just looking for clothes, and I started to get pain, and it's mainly in my back, and it's mainly down my side, sort of between my rib cage and down towards my hip bones, and it's all the way along the length. And it's like it feels like my muscles tearing in half, and it sort of got worse and worse and worse for about 10 minutes, and then after a while it was just got to a point where I could hardly stand, and I was having to breathe, and people were looking at me and asking if I was okay. So I had to go and sit down, and I tried to get comfortable, I couldn't, and then after about 5 minutes I finally stuck my head between my legs and sort of took some real deep meditation breaths and tried to relax the whole of my body, and finally I got myself under control and the pain started to subside. I was left really tired, like exhausted afterwards. I just felt really drained. And then my best friend tried to drag me around the rest of the shopping centre, trying to look for more clothes, and I was just like, I've had enough, I want to go home. I was just not great at all. I spoke to the midwife about it, I spoke to my doctors about it. The doctor said that that's what, you know, the pain that you can feel, it can be that intense, it can be that bad, and he took his wife to casualty with their first child because she was in so much pain, she thought something was seriously wrong. If it wasn't for me having one of these attacks before, then I would have been phoning up an ambulance or phoning up my doctors and saying something seriously wrong, there must be something wrong with the baby, because it was that bad pain. You actually felt like something was, you know, really wrong with your insides, or something really wrong with the baby. But no, apparently that's just the extreme pain that you can feel while pregnant. So yeah, that's it's a bit of a shock to the system. So yeah, so pains, back pain, lower back pain, I get it pretty much every day. Some days worse than others. Some days it feels like I've been doing gardening, like bending over constantly. It feels like I've been doing hard day's graft, and your back is just like in ruins. And that's what it sometimes feels like, just from me doing everyday cleaning of the house. So even doing things like that, or going for a walk, going shopping, and my back will be in absolute ruins, and I have to go and lie down because sitting is too uncomfortable, and my back gets really sore, it's really tight, but that's just normal pain, and that's annoying. So what else have I done this week? Okay, so to pass the time, I've been making cakes. I've been making a fruit cake. My partner's mum brought round some apples that she'd picked, so I've never cooked with apples before because I'm not a massive big fan of cooked apples or cooked pears or cooked peaches or anything like that really. I like cooked berries, but I don't like anything else. So she brought round these apples, so I thought, well, I'll have a go. And yeah, made this beautiful fruit cake, stuck loads of like sultanas and things like that in it, and it turned out really well. A little bit burnt on top because my oven is a fan assisted electric oven, and it cooks really fast, and the temperature I was given was for a gas oven, and so obviously when you convert from a gas, which is Fahrenheit, to Celsius, which I was using, it was too high. So while the cake was cooking, within sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, I could tell that the outside was cooking way too fast for the inside, so I had to turn it right down. And luckily it turned out okay, but the top, as I said, was a little bit burnt, which was a bit of a shame, but you know, hey, it was not too bad for my first attempt anyway. So yeah, I went shopping with my best friend, which was great, but knackered me out. And then the very next day I went and saw a friend of mine who I've been friends with since school. I haven't seen her a hell of a lot in the last sort of 5-6 years because she's gotten married and she's got 2 kids, and her youngest baby, she's got a little girl, and she only had her 4 months ago. So I got to see my friend, find out about her labour experience, find out about just how she copes, and obviously to meet her little baby as well, who's lovely. And that was really quite nice because, you know, I got to see what it's going to be like when I finally hold my baby girl, and that just sort of made me want my baby here right now even more than I do. So yeah, that was fantastic. I even treated myself to a latte. It was a decaf, but I still treated myself to a latte because I haven't had coffee for 6 months now. So that was great. What else? Oh yes, the ghost train. The ghost train was actually really, really good. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, so we arrived there and they'd made the whole of the railway station Halloween decorations everywhere. So you had mannequins that were moving, and you had spooky music, you had face painting going on, they had pork rolls being sold and sweets, and that was cool. And then they called you on to get onto the train. You had to go through a little tunnel that had like a devil at the top of it, and of course it was at night time or late evening, so it was really dark. The night time was so misty and foggy, it was like the perfect atmosphere. All of the train operators were wearing very old-fashioned clothing, which obviously added, and then you've got the steam coming off the actual train itself. So that was cool. We got into the carriages. We were in first class. It didn't really matter whether you were in first class or second class, but the first class was in a booth, and you've got like doors that you can close, and it seats up to 8 people. There were 8 of us sat in there, and yeah, so you're going along, and suddenly the lights the lights turn out, and you're in the dark for ages, and the lights come on, the lights go off. To be honest, we actually preferred it the lights off, because it wasn't actually scary, because your eyes adjusted, and it was actually beautiful to see the countryside in this train, because obviously it's dark, so you haven't got any light pollution, and it was actually a beautiful night. So we got to the first station, and there was these people in costumes, and it was all very I was going to say scary, but it wasn't really. It was all very atmospheric, and then we carried on to the next station, which took a while, and that was a lot better, because the station is a lot wider. There was loads and loads of people dressed up, all in different costumes, and every single person that was in a costume, they all took on the personality of the costume as well. So you had like a clown that would come up to the window, and because there was only a massive big window like this, you couldn't actually see anyone coming from either sides either. Or you had this one window, because obviously you're in your little carriage, your little booth. So yeah, you'd have a clown come along, and he would be like, "Wah!" like that on the window. And then you'd have a witch going past, and she would be all like with her nails. And then you'd have Dracula going along with a cape, and then he would look at you and summon you to him, and then he would go off. And then you had a man with an old plague outfit on, which was probably the scariest, I thought. He had this big nose, and he just came and sort of stared into the window, didn't say anything, didn't do anything, and then slowly walked off, and I thought, oh, that's a bit creepy. And then after all of that, it finally returned and went all the way back to the station. So altogether it took about 2 hours, and it was actually really good fun. We didn't go out afterwards, we didn't go drinking, we didn't go to any parties or anything like that. By the time we actually got home, it was gone 9:30, and I was tired, my back was hurting, because I'd been sat in the same position for 2 hours, and old chairs that were made in 1920 don't have any lumbar support, so my back was pretty horrible. So yeah, we had hot chocolate, and we got into bed, and we watched horror films. So that was our Halloween. We've finally got a Moses basket. It's actually my sister-in-law was trying to get rid of her Moses basket, and my mum bought the basket off her. She had to pay to buy the basket off her. Don't know why we didn't get it for free, because we are family, but hey, whatever. So yeah, we got it for £5, so we've got a Moses basket now, which is at my mum's. So that's another thing off the list already. And what else? Oh, my best friend also, we went shopping, just local food shopping, and she wanted to buy the most hideous and the most pink thing ever. So she actually bought a baby grow, some baby grows. Actually, I'll go and show you them, just bear with me. Okay, so this is what my friend bought me. She said she wanted to buy the most pink, the most ugliest things that she could find. Luckily she didn't go too crazy, but she did buy the pinkest thing she could find, which was this. So yeah, three suits, no legs, long arms, only cost a £5 from Morrison's. And these are from baby 6 to 9 months, because we have so many clothes at the moment that are newborn, 0 to 3 months, and we've got quite a few 3 to 6 months now, so cute little bunnies. So yeah, so that's thanks to the best friend. I did say she could save it until the baby shower, but she insisted to give it to me now. I think it's because she couldn't be asked to wrap it up, but that's cool, it's fine. That's what I'm like anyway. I'm not one for pink fluffy wrapping paper with big bows and ribbons on and all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm one of those that leaves it in the carrier bag and goes, here you go, you know. So yeah, that was my 26 week. That's what I've been doing this 26 week. things are starting to get a lot tougher now, like bending over. The washing up is starting to get harder because I'm a tall person anyway, so I have to bend down to the sink. And then of course the bump starts to get in the way now, so I have to go up onto my tiptoes so the bump sort of sits on top of the sink, or I have to push my bump into the sink, which obviously is a bit uncomfortable. So even like washing up is becoming a little bit of a job now. Majority of the time, if I drop things on the floor, if my boyfriend's nearby, then I'll say, can you just pick that up for me? If he's not nearby, then I have to weigh up whether it's worth actually picking the item up. Do I really need it? Probably not, so it stays on the floor. But it's not great because obviously the state of my house is getting a bit worse, and that annoys me because I want the house to be nice and clean and fresh and ready for when the baby comes. That's if we don't move, of course. You know, we're still weighing up what to do there, and we haven't decided. We really haven't decided yet. So we've got to decide as soon as possible, of course. So yeah, 26 week has been great. More acid reflux, more heartburn, back pain, and that massive big stabbing pain attack thing that I had. But apart from that, pregnancy is good, baby is fine, kicking away, all really healthy, and yeah, I can't wait for the next couple of weeks to come up. So almost in the third trimester, very exciting times. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your comments, your likes. Thank you for joining me on Instagram as well, and for liking my following me and liking my pictures and things like that. So that's really cool. So yeah, ask me any questions you want to, and I will be updating week 27 really well in the next 5 days. So stay tuned and see you all guys soon. Bye.